Hello, welcome everyone to this session on evolutionary schemes of optimization. These fall under the category of what is known as non-traditional methods of optimization, and within these schemes, a widely used scheme known as genetic algorithms, and we'll be looking at this genetic algorithms in more details in this session. We'll also see Python implementation of this algorithm towards the end of this session. So let's begin with the understanding of what are the evolutionary algorithms. As I said, the evolutionary algorithms fall within what are known as non-traditional algorithms. These algorithms imitate various types of natural systems. The first of these is the biological system emulation, which is the genetic algorithm. We are going to see this in much detail. In the same class, we have what is known as swarm intelligence, which tries to imitate birds, insect, and species which have flock or social behaviors which are similar to that of an optimization process. So within this, we have particle swarm optimization and ant colony optimization. Again, these are the non-traditional methods. Further, we have the neurobiological system emulation, neural network optimization. We have already seen the simulated annealing, which is nothing but uh, imitation of molecular behavior when the metals are heated to high temperatures and allowed to cool slowly. All these are called as non-traditional optimization algorithms. There are many more, out of which I have marked those algorithms within the red bracket. They have a commonality in the sense they are all population based. So be it genetic algorithms or other swarm intelligence algorithms, they all start with a certain population at every iteration of optimization, and this population evolves or it becomes better and better or more fit as you progress towards the next generations. This is similar to the optimization process where after each iteration one strives to get better and better solution. Whereas optimization is looking at only single point, these population based algorithms, they start with bunch of points, the bunch of probable solutions, and each of these solutions as you move ahead move towards what is the best or possibly the best possible solution. The name evolutionary is coming from the sense of biological meaning. In biological evolution, you have previous generation and the next generation has is a improved version of previous generation. That is whatever is learning from the previous generation, what are the best experiences or best skills which are learned in the previous generation, they get transmitted to the next generation, and whatever are not good, they are suppressed. So that is the use of past data is a feature of these evolutionary algorithms. Also, there is a concept of natural selection or the selection of the fittest as per the Darwinian theory of evolution. So every successive generation carries forward those species which have the characteristics for being the most fit species or fit for survival against the competition with the other species. So these two features differentiate the evolutionary algorithms with respect to the others. So you can say that evolutionary algorithms are those which build on the experience of previous iterations, and they use this information to adapt the new solutions towards a more better solution in the most efficient manner. Let's have a look at some of the features of the evolutionary algorithms. The very first feature of evolutionary algorithm is that their ability to find globally optimal solution. So this globally is an differentiator. On the left hand side of the figure, you see a two-dimensional optimization problem, and contours represents the contours of objective function. And there is one on the right hand side, you have a global optima, and the left hand side, you have a local optima. Depending on which point you start in the traditional method. So for example, if you start in the traditional method with the blue point as shown here, you tend to move towards the local optima, the optima which is closest to your starting point. If you start somewhere here, you will gravitate towards the global optima. So it does not guarantee that you will reach the global optima. Whereas the evolutionary algorithms, what is represented on the right hand side, you have a bunch of solutions to begin with. So there is a population of solutions with which you begin, and then this population you keep on adapting so as to find the best possible solution. And it is later on we'll see that this particular population, it becomes better and better. That is, these points move closer and closer to the global optima, and that is how these evolutionary algorithms work. Other features of evolutionary algorithms are listed on this slide. One important feature is there is more customization that is possible in the searching behavior of the evolutionary algorithms. So there are various parameters such as the operators that we are going to see in genetic algorithms, which can be tweaked. They can be adjusted to suit your problem so that you find a effective way of particular solution. The second feature is, since you are imitating a natural process, although you are trying to solve, let's say, optimization of a steel structure, you perceive that problem in terms of uh, problem where there are each solution is considered as a species, and you are trying to evolve that species towards the best solution, in this case the best steel structure, maybe in terms of minimization of weight or minimization of cost. So whenever different solutions are visible to you, it is more intuitive in the sense you can relate them to your real life experiences. A feature that is there for the evolutionary algorithms is that they can handle both discrete or integer programming problems as well as the continuous programming problem. They can be used for mixed problems, mixed optimization problems very well. Next point is that the handling of constraints is more straightforward. That is, you don't have to have any big mathematical treatment. Usually the use of penalty functions or penalty parameters is used. Since you are here working with uh, simultaneously more number of solutions together, these methods are more suitable for parallel computing. So once you have got certain population or certain solutions, finding the objective function value for each of those solution can be attributed to the different cores of your computer, and parallel processing can be very easily handled in case of the evolutionary algorithms. Lastly, these are not prescriptive in the sense they do not prescribe a specific solution. They give, along with the near global optima, many other possible solutions which exist and which you might not have even thought about when you started analyzing that problem. It unfolds many solutions which help you to understand your problem in a better way. So these are in short some of the advantages of evolutionary algorithms, and we'll see next the one particular type of evolutionary algorithm that is known as genetic algorithm.